When did you realize the problem child in your family was actually the victim? Okay, so this happened last year, and I'm still processing it honestly. When my mom remarried, I thought I was getting a normal step-family, but instead I got stuck with Juliet, who apparently came with a whole reputation. My stepdad Jerome sat me down before she moved in and was like, "You need to be careful around this girl because she has serious anger issues and attacked a teacher at her old school. He said she's been doing rage therapy, but it's not working and I should keep my distance." I'm thinking, great, another family disaster. But when Juliet actually showed up, she was just this quiet, skinny girl with a gnarly scar on her face who looked like she wanted to disappear. Jerome immediately started rattling off house rules about locked doors and eating separately so there wouldn't be any incidents with kitchen knives, which seemed completely insane to me, but whatever. The next few weeks were honestly uncomfortable to watch. My family treated Juliet like she was some kind of ticking time bomb ready to explode any second. Jerome literally locked up everything even remotely resembling a weapon, including my baseball bat, and made me eat dinner first every night so Juliet couldn't stab me with a fork or something equally ridiculous. My mom would jump whenever Juliet walked into a room, and Jerome constantly made these passive-aggressive comments about attitude problems and anger management, even though Juliet never actually did anything wrong. She just got quieter and smaller every day, which didn't seem like typical angry person behavior to me. The weirdest part was finding out Juliet spent weekends volunteering at the animal shelter. I followed her there once and watched her sit for hours with these traumatized dogs, coaxing them out of corners with incredible patience. Meanwhile, Jerome would scream at her for 20 minutes straight about water spots on dishes, calling her irresponsible, while she just stood there taking it without fighting back. Everything went sideways 3 weeks ago when my girlfriend Mabel decided to destroy my life. I caught her hooking up with my friend Marcus, and when I confronted her, she completely flipped the script. She showed up at school the next day with a bruise claiming I hit her, which was total bullshit, but half the school believed her immediately. By lunch, Mabel had convinced her friends to corner me behind the gym, and Marcus was talking about teaching me a lesson about hitting women. I'm 5'8", and these guys are all over 6 feet, so I was basically screwed, until Juliet appeared out of nowhere. When Marcus tried to argue, she stepped between us and said if they wanted to fight someone, they could start with her. Something about how she carried herself made them back down, which honestly saved me from getting destroyed. Mabel kept screaming that I was dangerous, but Juliet just stared her down until they all walked away. When I got home and explained what happened, Jerome lost his absolute mind. He started yelling about how this was exactly what he was worried about, and Juliet was dragging me into her violent world. My mom immediately backed him up, saying Juliet seeks out conflict and was corrupting me with aggressive behavior. Jerome threatened to call her mother about sending Juliet back because clearly the anger management wasn't working, and she was becoming dangerous to our family. The whole time they're screaming at her, Juliet just stood there, not defending herself or explaining that she literally saved me from getting my butt kicked. I tried telling them what really happened, but Jerome cut me off, saying violent people always justify their actions by claiming they were protecting someone. They sent her to PAC while discussing residential treatment facilities like she was some kind of criminal. The situation got nuclear 2 days later when Mabel's lies spread through school, and other parents started calling Jerome asking if we were really housing a violent teenager who fights at school. My mom became completely paranoid, making Juliet check in every hour like she was on house arrest. The whole house became toxic with everyone walking on eggshells, except the person they claimed was dangerous. I felt sick watching them destroy her for protecting me, but apparently everything was always going to be her fault, no matter what actually happened. Last night I found Juliet crying because Jerome gave her an ultimatum about residential treatment or moving back with her mother who doesn't want her. She finally told me the truth about her old school, and it completely shattered everything I thought I knew. She never attacked her teacher, but he cornered her in the supply closet and tried forcing himself on her. When she fought him off, he threw her into metal shelving, giving her that scar, then claimed she assaulted him unprovoked. Since he was a respected teacher, everyone believed his story over hers. The therapy wasn't for anger management, but trauma recovery, and the residential facility was just a way to hide their shame. Every adult in her life failed her, and now our family was doing the exact same thing. She said the worst part wasn't being blamed for defending herself, but watching how quickly people she trusted could turn against her when authority figures told them to. She looked at me with these exhausted eyes and said she was tired of being everyone's villain when all she ever did was try to survive. I asked where she was planning to go, and she said anywhere was better than staying somewhere she wasn't wanted. Full story on channel link below.